Say I'm a part of Max, not the fiascos and the confusion surrounding it. Who doesn't want? The richest in the country, Ambani, still is working for numbers. Unfortunately, I was hit by COVID twice. This was more of anger that I will just dance. Making a film, if people laugh about, is a day that you die.
Hello, sir. Welcome to the Hindu.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, looking forward to Max. Something that's interesting is Vijay Kartikeyaa is a debutant. You are one of our biggest superstars, and the producer is Thanu. Of course, he's huge in Chennai. So, how did this collaboration happen?
I have never questioned even a film where everybody were debutants. So I don't think I'll question this part or this surprises because we are here to work, and whenever, as long as there's a product that you can sell, and there is a little bit of saleability we can bring into a product, I think this will keep happening. And the only surprise element is Vijay here, who's a debutant, and I think I love to work with newcomers, and have worked with a lot of newcomers in the previous years, and I was a newcomer once long back, and people chose to work with me. I think these kind of collaborations is what will keep happening, and for the betterment of us in person and cinema per se. This will keep going on, sir.
Right. And when the first visuals of Max came out, we saw chopped hands, and you had a lot of blood on your body. So, is this your most violent movie?
No, it is not actually. The teasers were like that, but I think over the film, after a certain time when we started going through the film making, you will not see all that much in the film. So it is definitely very typical commercial, and mass-wise, I think it will be one of the one very good commercial angles to it in my life, in my career. But I guess it is not as messy as the teaser looks. It is not.
And how I look at Max is, so we spoke 2 years ago for Vikrant Rona, the world that movie was set in, and there was a pan-India wave going on. Now it's like a norm, right? So there was an extra pressure of sorts, but in this movie, did you have fun, after such a huge project? Was this like a good break for you?
I wanted to do a project which is little offbeat, as in not go the exact Vikrant Rona way and make just magnanimous films or scripts oscillating around magnanimity. I wanted to do something which is grounded, which is today,
correct,
and which can be looking little realistic. So I think that is how this script popped up, and I was very happy. See, we have Billa Ranga Baasha coming next,
correct,
which is going outside our laptop, So yeah, those things also keep happening in life. But I think at the same time, it was necessary for me to knock my own doors, come back to certain films which I have always enjoyed doing, not just the budgets. So I guess Max is one such film which was quite grounded for me, earthy, very normal character, believable character. So, and it's a movie that happens in one night, but very commercial angle.
And just talking about the movie's releases, I like the way you handle the release of your films. What happens is, when Kotigoba 3, the fiasco happened, there was a lot of dignity towards it. You said that even if it's a day late, it's okay to serve a full meal than a half-baked meal, right? And at the same time, obviously, there was some confusions around whether Max will come this year or not. But we didn't see you, rant about it or become quite aggressive about the fact that there's a lot of speculations going on about the movie. So, what is your, how do you say, a coping mechanism or about the entire scenario of the release of a film when it comes towards that?
See, all the fiascos will be answered as long as it is oscillating around me. That if I was the reason for the delay, if I was the reason for the fiascos or the chaos, if I am the reason for all the speculations, you will understand as and when you would have heard about the speculations and the fiascos, you will understand that the last name that is coming in his mind. I was never a part of it. See, I'm a part of Max, not the fiascos and the confusion surrounding it. So all the confusions and the fiascos around Max has to be dealt with the people who are supposed to deal with it, who very probably, what do you say, on and off, if you see, you know, they played cameos. You're right?
Yeah.
Suddenly appearing in the market,
Yeah.
give one knock at your door and suddenly just go rest.
Yeah.
So this is what most of the fiascos were around it, that, you know, you just appear and disappear. You wake up the sleeping people and the fans, and then you just suddenly sleep. So the people who just woke up don't know what to do.
Correct.
So these were the main confusions that were happening, and I totally agree with what you're saying. But as long as handling it is concerned, sir, I have never depended on anybody to handle my career, my life, or my films. We have fantastic people around, and trust me, I have my very good friend circle also in the film fraternity, who stand by me and who stood by me this time also to make sure that everything fell in place. So, and I really want to thank Mr. Rockline Venkatesh very strongly on that, because I think he's one of the prime reasons for this whole thing to just soothe him down and come out. See, as we speak, how things may come to your mind, no? Certain things will come to our mind also, as in like, why? Everything is okay, but why? Trust me, I don't think I got answers for certain questions, so I think I just let it be. Then the main focus was, because Max is just not about one Sudeep or one Dhanu.
Correct.
It is about all those people who have put in their efforts. And for some of them, they are newcomers, including actors. So for them, this is something very huge they're looking forward to. So I think we should do justice to those lives and those people and those efforts. And keeping all our unwanted stuff aside, we'll deal with it later, sir. See, these questions are not something that needs to be answered right now. We have questions, all right, including me. So I think we'll answer it as and when time comes. Like, primary important thing is Max should hit the theatres for two reasons, sir. One, there is one set of people out there as fans who are looking forward to, and they have been eager, and I think I've deprived them of something from past 2.5 years. All right. So I think I'm very happy that something is coming out, at least. And then, you know, we'll take it from there, one question at a time.
So you actually gave a nice segue to my next question. You said that you've deprived the fans for 2.5 years, right? This question is not just for you, like for superstars per se. Like, are they feeling the heat compared to, say, like 10 years ago, where there used to be a lot of excitement when we would hear that a star is set aside like a couple of years for a project, which means that, you know, and there was no social media, so we would always wait for these slow updates. Like, but here, what has happened is, with that instant demand for updates, and also the fact that technology is allowing us to kind of make films faster. That's what I would like to believe. Is there a heat that, you know, you need to keep giving products quicker than what it was before?
It is a personality issue, sir. Actually, I think whether you believe that you need to keep delivering or whatever it is. I think after a while, we go with certain excitements. What can happen? Something should excite you, no? And as for this 200 years crisis is concerned, I don't know about the heat of others. Mine was never a scarcity. After Vikrant Rona released, unfortunately, none of the products were ready to hit the floor because of COVID. So nobody had written a script. And we were for almost about so many months, like almost 2 years, you know, there was, see what happened before COVID, some few of them had agreed 1 or 2 films and it was all ready. So COVID happened, and once the COVID shut down, they all went to the floor in 2 to 3 films. Got it. For me, the only thing that was running was Vikrant Rona, and during COVID we started. And by the end of it, what happened, unfortunately, I was hit by COVID twice.
Correct.
So that took away 1.25 years of mine. Because I was totally I lost energy. And because of the meds and everything, you need to keep eating, sir.
Correct.
Your energy goes down. And you're not supposed to touch even 1 kg dumbbell. You can't work out because of your heart rate's not supposed to go up and all that mess. Because after that, you know what happens? You tend to start looking a little different. You want to get back to shape. And just when the process starts after several months, you're hit by COVID the second time. So again, that takes a back seat. So let's say 1.25 years almost went in that. All right. After that, Max started.
Correct.
By that time, I had prepared Max. Max was supposed to, the way we started, it was all designed in such a way that, the Max was supposed to come very early.
Correct.
Unfortunately, it was dragged, pulled, pushed.
Yeah.
And then it came to an extent that, we thought August at least will come out.
Correct.
Then we released a teaser, something which says sooner, soonest.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I didn't know the soonest meant another 3 months or 4 months. I didn't know that part then. So again, there was a silencer. And when I say silence, it is not just, I'm not trying to accuse anybody
Correct.
here. There's collectively too many things happening. And none of us got any kind of answers. So we just let it be. I think it's very important how we sail through this maturely. Otherwise what happens is, sir, whatever that smallest thing, that can create such a big unwanted smell around you that nobody can sustain and survive.
One thing that I liked what you said is, Max, you're going back to what you loved, right? I just want to know, like, your growth as this superstar in terms of, say, action sequences. Like when I watch like Kiccha or Hubli or Guli, you look very slick in action sequences, and they were very basic and very neat moves. But also there was this positioning of you as a larger than life hero, where the villains fly off. There's a lot of sound effects and all that. Is that how it started off for you as an action hero?
See, when I started my school, I was in first standard. That's how it started.
Yeah.
So as a newcomer, when I start, I'm just like that student in the first standard. Why will I like the syllabus of 10th standard, you tell me?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Correct. Why will I like my autograph? Why will I like very, very intellectual films, some meaningful films? Why will I like that syllabus in my first standard? So when I started my career in first standard, if you compare it to a first standard, don't you think I'll also like a superhero who can hit, fly, kick people and see, because in those times, we believe that it is like a Tom and Jerry fight. How much ever you hammer, the Jerry will or Tom will come back to life. You don't kill people.
Yeah.
You understand? That is how it grows, right?
So ultimately, the hero has to win.
Yeah. So by the time you understand seriousness of the hammer, that you hit, they'll die, is halfway through when probably you're in your 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th standard. So then you start using that hammer more meaningfully. Just like that, of fights to everything comes more meaning. As and when you grow, we get closer to all the meaningful films to everything. But my first standard was also never wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
What I felt.
You enjoyed.
This is also not wrong. Then also you realize, along just like how you grew from first standard to 10th standard, your fans are also with you, the same thing. They still want to see you. They still want to do all that. Got it. So what is happening, if people want to learn something, there is a life ahead of you. Your life will teach you your lessons.
Correct. Yeah.
And I'm here to entertain.
Correct.
When I'm here to entertain, I don't think I'll discount on or try to make my entertainment philosophical unless and until it is needed.
Correct. Just a small follow-up to that only. Like you gave a superb example about that first standard. So like as a starting out actor, was there excitement in you when there was action sequences, or was it like a challenge? No. Tomorrow I have to do an action scene, I have to be extra prepared.
Challenges came only when I was shown the reality. In films, I used to just see the final cut. No, hero goes, hits and somersault, come, boom, he stands. Then I got to know there is a harness. Then I got to know this is what you do. Then I got to know your bones also break. See, these are some practical truths of cinema. All right. See, as and when you're making forget anything, sir. As and when you're doing a lot of comedy and emotional scene, got it? You may be hit with a stomach upset.
Right.
You may have to go to the loo 100 times in the same day. But then you have to come and be angry, laughing, energetic. See, now these are some practical things we go through in life. And by the end of it, when you go to the theater, you see people enjoying it. It gives you all the meaning to your hard work.
So, why I stressed on action was that Max is built as an action drama. So, like you very rightly said, once you realize that the hammer makes a lot of impact, that's when you move to a little bit of realism in whatever you do. And this actually seemed like something that is trying to make action look more real, right? So, how was that experience of pulling off action sequences in this movie?
Tiring. We were all shooting nights, no? It was very tiring, but I think very overwhelming also for the fact that, the choreographers, stunt choreographers, so much of energy, so much they're putting into it. So it was just overwhelming to see how they've decorated the platforms, how they've decorated the frames. And all you have to do is just go execute. Yeah, there is a lot of impact on the execution also, that there is a pain, there is sweat, there is effort, all that. But it is so well decorated.
I also want to know, how do you see yourself as a mass star? Okay, so for example, in Kempegowda and in Veera Madakari, you're playing cop, right? Both are cop roles, but definitely there's a distinction between those two characters. So, is it about, like, say, screen presence, or is it about the dialogue delivery? How do you pull off something that's like a similar role on paper, but you have to bring in those differences in the shades of the character?
See, I think it's a personality. Kempegowda is a different personality. Madakari is a different personality. Madakari, don't mistake it to that other guy, the con guy.
Yeah,
Muttati Satyaraj. The Madakari, if you take, it's more dignity, more dignified approach to it, more silence. He penetrates his look through your eyes. The way he stands, the way he looks at you and talks, that is Madakari.
Okay.
Kempegowda is loud.
Exactly.
Loud and more energy, and he just comes after you like madness. He doesn't care.
So, by the way you defined a Madakari or a Kempegowda, it kind of shows your understanding of the character. So, how do you analyze the protagonist in Max?
He has just come out of a long suspension.
Yeah.
He is supposed to report to the duty next day morning. All right? That is why you see him with long hair, beard, because he has just come in. He has to just get prepared for the whole job next day morning. Got it? So we thought about it. Okay, a man who's in a long suspension, why will he still be groomed? Correct. Like, you cannot find a cop with a uniform with long hair, beard, and things that looks very. That's not at all our approach to a cop. They have their own protocols. So why will he be like that under suspension, things like so? There were all this kind of device that can go on. It's a big call.
Correct.
Correct. It's a very big call. So yeah, so that is what we do. And then, as and when we spoke about Kempegowda, if that person is, if Kempegowda behaves like the character in Madakari, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
If Madakari behaves like Kempegowda in Madakari, it doesn't work. Correct. So I think that is what is an understanding we need to crack in the beginning.
Correct.
Like, however, the film, whatever you do, every film, like a Manikya when I did, or when we did Vikrant Rona. See, Vikrant Rona also, easily we could have portrayed it like a mass thing, and he comes and talks. There's a silence to him.
Yeah.
There's an understanding to the character. There's an arrogance to the character, the way he speaks. Yeah. The way he approaches. Sometimes he says, I was not asking you, I was telling you. There is all that, Yeah. So, when somebody comes and says, sir, you can't smoke here, he says, then don't watch. That's all it is.
Correct.
And then he says, who's that man? And he says, this is very simple. You Udupiಗೆ ಬಂದು Sri Krishna ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳದಂಗಾಯ್ತು. Then he calls him, he says, this is Udupi. No, that is Krishna. So that's an arrogance.
Correct.
Now he can't behave like Vikrant Rona is not like that.
Correct. Yeah.
Because there is a deep pain inside that man.
Yeah.
Which is hidden till the climax. Correct. So there's an approach to that character. There's a hunt he has. There's a vengeance he's carrying.
Yeah.
Correct. So we have to design, we have to do all that.
And I have to know your approach to dancing, because in this Maximum Mass song, of course, there's your typical swagger, but there's this famous saying that, dance like there's nobody watching. That's how you're dancing to that, like completely involved in it.
Yeah.
So can you talk about what was the brief or the pitch given to you, and how did you go about it?
Sir, we were, when that particular step everybody's talking about was done he's laughing already, was done on the 4th or 5th day, sir.
Okay.
And I was already like shit tired.
Okay.
And this is fight with dance mix.
Yeah.
There's a lot of timing. So the last day when we were sitting, like, whole body was aching, and we are already through with many nights of shoot.
Yeah.
So this was more of anger that I will just dance. Madly, you do what you want. What you want to capture, just get done.
Yeah.
So it is that lot of things put together and few things that happened that just let's leave it. It's all our inner secrets. So I just give it. I just take it.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, you do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fun also because
Yeah.
you keep watching. See, you people know when you watch film on a stretch.
Yeah.
We shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and sometimes very tiring.
Yeah.
So yeah. So probably someday I'll tell you a original backstory to it, but today I can only say this much.
Yeah, and just sticking on to that, I really like the songs that only you are there. Like obviously, like something like a Pataki Porio or Rara Rakama, the onus is on the female actor to kind of enhance the song, and you're also there to lend balance. But something like say in Veera Madakari, the Jintata song, you're having a ball. At least as like how it looks on, and not just that song, and even the song Sundari from Hebbuli, in both the songs you do a classical step. So how do you approach it? Like is it told to you by the choreographer, and what do you react to it? Because it is very graceful. Like you're getting what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
it right, the classical steps. So how do you do that?
That was in Hebbuli, that was an idea which Kittappa and me cracked.
Okay.
We said that I wanted to have a classical approach to the duet.
Yeah.
It was actually Masi, like ging, ging, gak, jing, something like that. I was like, no, we already had too many in the Hebbuli.
Correct.
Let us go something where the heroine should be pulling around the hero and he should be feeling shy.
Correct. Yeah.
Because that is missing in the film, that little, because the characters already is looking out for a person who killed his brother. So in the real part of the film, he's very serious.
Yeah.
So this is more a heroine's perspective. Yeah. So I said, give it that, which audience will like, where he's smiling, he's doing some naughty things. Yeah. This can happen only in an imagination. So it was a heroine's imagination. I said, let her be doing all that. And, he's feeling shy, and I said, let's come out with that song. And that is when we cracked that song. And Harsha did a great job with the classical thing. And I wanted it that way. I said, let's have classical things. And see, especially audience will enjoy when they know that you don't know classical. And there's an effort. So all your mistakes are forgiven. So there is nobody who's going to look for a perfection in that step, because we are not. It's a classical dancing is a dedication of several years. We will not get it right. But they will enjoy, when you're doing all that. So we came out of that part. And so like for example, in Kempegowda also, if you say serious cop, you cannot imagine him fooling around. So intelligently we put the song in a heroine's perspective, and we brought in that Halle Radio. Haki hard kill. We brought in Charlie Chaplin get up, this one get up, and Sanadi Appanna get up. So it was fun, to do, because audience will like that. It's a relief. In a film, it is more a relief than a song per se.
Correct.
So I think that is what we have to understand. Sometimes a song is a song, like when you say Pataki Porio.
Correct.
Sometimes a song like Hebbulis or Kempegowda is a relief in the entire flow of intensity. It's a very intense film going, and there's a relief part. Correct? So that's what it is.
Super. Sir, I have a couple of industry-related questions. So there is a discourse that's going on that people are more interested about the numbers that a movie make than about what the movie is about. For example, like Vikrant Rona, I find it like it's a very technically, superior movie, right? But most of it was discussed about could it have done more as far as the numbers were concerned. So is there a, how do you say, like when you compare to the previous days, do you feel distressed that, the discourse is about the numbers?
No, I think we should go with the flow.
Okay.
Why? So many times, in the beginning part of your film or in your career, you are looking for a job to survive. You are looking for a job, correct? As and when you grew, when would you shift to another job?
When I needed more salary.
Huh?
When I needed more money.
And a positioning. Correct.
Yeah.
What is wrong with films thinking about more numbers? Where is the growth otherwise? If a man can look into another job because of a check he's going to get or a positioning, cinema wanting to do bigger numbers, would it have done better, is always a process we should accept. We are not bringing that into the theatre. It's very pure. Screen is all about creative angle.
Got it.
Numbers are spoken in offices and outside.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Would we have done better? There is always, even Bahubali could have done better. Titanic could have done better.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park would have done better. There's always that scope, because we are those human beings, no, who can never be happy, satisfied.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Not one person are actually talking from the unit. Whoever did Vikrant Rona or whoever did anything, no, they are not the ones talking.
Correct.
The others are talking.
Yeah.
It could have done better. So if we take it in a negative way, it looks like a comment.
Yeah.
If those people are saying that it could have done better, probably they thought that film is good and it could have done better.
Yeah.
We can take a positive way also. Better is, I think, leaving all these unwanted discussions around. Always strive for more. Yes, my film should hit a figure like that.
Yeah.
See, the numbers will only determine the ratio of success. That is how the numbers come in. Numbers don't come in if your film is unsuccessful.
Yeah.
So the bigger the number, the bigger the success, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So who doesn't want it?
Lovely.
Who doesn't want? The richest in the country, Ambani, still is working for numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask them to give everything free, no?
Yeah.
So much of money they already have. And still we are paying for Jio also now.
Yeah.
One thing is there, sir. Never give anything for free.
Yeah.
And never do anything what you're good at for free.
Correct.
And when your film doesn't do well, please accept it.
Correct.
And your films do extremely well, please look into it. Why? Rather than, and if there are no numbers, there are no films.
True. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong.
Yeah. I'm really curious about one more thing about that movie, is that now that you've been really practical, that's why I'm asking this question. Do you think positioning of a movie matter a lot? Like, for me, personally, this is my personal understanding of Vikrant Rona, is that it was a very solid whodunit, like who has done the murder, basically. But was it kind of projected as something that's a little larger than life? Like,
Yeah, it was.
Even the hero is very classy. Like, you kind of try to understand what's going on in his mind. So was there a bit of misunderstanding about the positioning of
No, there's no misunderstanding. They went a little more ambitious and a little wrong.
Right.
Which we kept telling the marketing team also, that I think don't project it like a superhero.
Yeah.
You can take it closer to a Indiana maybe.
Yeah,
Indiana
correct,
Jones
Indiana
maybe,
Jones,
but not to the superhero and all. But see, I think that is a mistake. Probably they all did.
Yeah.
Because I kept telling people, I said, don't project it like that.
Yeah.
So I think people will assume a lot more. Actually, the film is very good. Just tell them what the film is all about.
Exactly.
See, today when I'm speaking about Max and I tell you it's a one-night story, I don't want to give you something like, oh, it's...
Yeah. Something.
It is a beautiful positioned film. Even if it is one night, it is huge.
Yeah.
But then, it is one night. That's it. Got it? So, if we don't prepare your audience for what you're coming in for, there's a problem there.
Yeah.
Even if you don't prepare, it's okay. Don't say something which doesn't exist. Yeah. With that, what happened? The posters that were coming out, everything that looked very exciting to everybody, so they all went by it.
Yeah.
See, don't forget, it's a lot of, even if it is Anup, he's a brilliant maker and everything, but that was his third film.
Correct. Yeah.
There's a lot of learning he has done from Vikrant Rona to Billa Ranga right now.
Yeah, I wanted to ask this.
So, got it. So, everybody were doing, and see, sometimes what happens, I keep seeing what is happening, but then I go with the flow because that's exciting all of them.
Yeah.
So, I keep on hint by the end of it, brother, you learn and then we'll talk. Yeah. So, it's okay, sir. It's okay. See, I think cinema is not about being very perfect.
Correct.
It is about telling a story, and sometimes we come out with the right line, sometimes we settle for a very small line. It's okay.
Yeah.
See, my duty was on screen.
Correct.
As long as I'm not misguiding you. Correct?
Yeah.
There I'll do my job.
Yeah.
Marketing has their own reasoning. Yeah. Everybody has their own reasoning. I think everybody learns by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise, going by the perfect things, Vikrant Rona was actually brilliant, one of the most brilliant films I've worked in. Brilliant personality and character. I enjoyed the look, the thing that all we came out with. Yeah, I think the small marketing flaws, errors, costed them a little more than needed.
Because the reason why I asked is, first I went in with expectations by what was created outside of it. But the second time when I just watched it for the story of it. And that's when I realized that there's a gap between what was projected and what's there.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you enjoyed it the second time, like, thoroughly.
completely, and I could get what the director was trying to do.
Yeah.
And also, like you mentioned Anup Bandari's name, like when you like you said that this is a film that we believed in. Now we will do a movie that it's completely for the fans.
This Max.
Max, and also like when you talk about Billa Ranga Baasha, how do you say, like, not the scale of the film, but the potential of a filmmaker like Anup Bandari, how has it kind of changed, at least on paper, like when during his plannings and
If Vikrant Rona is 1, I think Billa Ranga Baasha is 50.
hopefully.
That is the kind of writing is done.
Super.
And Billa Ranga Baasha is the film we wanted to do earlier, first.
Right.
But the
Yeah.
scale was so big, CGs were so huge. See, the point is sometimes, I strongly believe in one thing, make a film that either is a hit or a flop. Making a film if people laugh about is a day that you die.
Correct.
People walking out of the theatre laughing at your film,
Exactly.
it's a very painful process, sir.
Yeah.
I wanted to get Billa Ranga right.
Yeah.
We had, there was money, there were investors, everything, okay, but can we get it right? There's a world you need to create. We have only seen that in English films and other things. Can we create? Even our CGs can be sometimes let down.
Correct.
So, while in the process, I asked the director that, can we not do a film for a trial? You know, let us understand, can we create a world? That is when Vikrant Rona happened.
Yeah.
And we came out with that, created that world of forest and everything, went into an era. We got it right. Visually, if you take the best 3D,
of course,
the best, not one place you found forest as artificial, not one shot in Vikrant Rona is artificial, sir.
Correct.
Everything is so perfectly made. So, Anup is a very fast learner. He really goes through it and he's very educated, number one, in this IT aspects. Correct. So, he has gone through it, and I think the way he's crafted Billa Ranga from the learning of Vikrant Rona is good. Also, Vikrant Rona probably gave him an insight into the people coming into my theatre, what they expect out of me. You know, all that writing has come into life. So, right now I told him, good. You know, there is lot of people who come out there wanting so many things. Even today, if you take a Rajini sir's film, whatever he's doing, there are certain things he has to do.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it is not his film.
Even in a certain Kala or Kabali, he has to do certain things.
They had to, where he hadn't. People walked out.
Correct.
So, he is very aware of it right now. And as far as the other things, when I said that one film we did for ourselves, other one is for the audience, is Max I was talking about.
Okay. Got it.
That is what I was talking about. This is for the fans, I said.
Fans. So this is to understand you as a person. Like, as a star, you reach a certain point where you think that, you know, let's slow down a bit and do something that I like. All right. Like, say now in Tamil Nadu, there's a lot of debate about Ajit sir. Like, he's into his racing now, and it feels, at one point it feels so nice that somebody's kind of going back to something that he liked. But there's also expectations from fans that will he slow down as far as movies are concerned. Similarly with you, like when we see you enjoying cricket and all that, there's also a small insecurity among fans that will he not come back to the big screen sooner than what they expect. So is it like a constant battle that, you know, you have to kind of meet their expectations but also enjoy what you do?
If I go back home now, I have father. Of course, my mother is not there right now. Sisters, wife, daughter, uncles, and each one has got one expectation. Correct? That is where expectations start from. And we all of you, me, we all deal with that on a daily process of sometimes living up to the expectation. Sometimes you're dead tired, but you're promised a film. So you sit and watch. There's things we cope up and manage because of the love you receive from them and the way you love them. Audiences are no different. Expecting out of you, that means they have still kept you alive. There's still a lot of love for you, hope for you. That is something very beautiful, because the day it dies, you're done. Them having expectation is a high. On the other side, you have to be very close to your life, sir, if at all. For example, certain times, like let's say, what do you like? What do you like as a food?
I like South Indian dosa, idli.
Dosa. What if I serve you dosa every day, every meal, morning, lunch, dinner. Morning, lunch, dinner. Dosa. All kind of dosa, but all through I'm going to give you.
Yeah. Becomes an overdose. Yeah.
It doesn't. You start puking.
Yeah. True.
Or last, you'll kill the guy who's making it. Worst.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
I think to love certain things that you love, you need to stay away from it also for a while.
Yeah.
Because certain times you may go blank. See, your whole human body itself is designed so beautifully, everything's there. But you have to sleep. You have to sleep. Even if it is 2 hours, 3 hours, you need to shut down, wake up, and then go through the life again.
Yeah.
Imagine just because there is expectations and there is so much around you, you just don't sleep.
That's scientific.
You will shut down.
Correct.
Careers, filmmaking, don't forget, this is a very creative aspect and you may go blank. You may not know what to do, not because of insecurity. Who cares what others are doing? Others are doing what is needed for their lives. If my neighbor brought a Lamborghini and parked, why will I be insecure, sir? Even I have a great car in my hand. I might not have a sports car, but my car also goes. Is that an insecurity to you, or the car that is parked over here is your strength? Think about it. He bought what he wanted. You have what you want. Simple. My career is mine. It is not designed because somebody else is designed the other way.
Correct.
So insecurity is not a word which can come into an Ajit's life or anybody's life.
Correct.
They are trying to be close to their lives also. Because remember one thing, after a certain age, he can't do all that.
Correct.
Whether it is racing or this, you can't do all that. So people's expectation is because they love to see him. That's got nothing to do with what he's doing. I'm not saying they both don't come together. He will do when he has to do. And everybody, including me, last 2.5 years, I have not done. Actually, your question, to answer this question, I'm not at all eligible. I only take such huge breaks. Sir, 28 years in the film industry and my 46th is coming out.
Correct.
What do you mean by that? And 46th coming out without 2 years, almost without a film. So this is the way I have worked. So we all have a pace. We all have our momentums. Some people are very that I don't know how they operate, but they have 2 releases, 3 releases a year. I can't operate like that. I'm not commenting on it. It is their styling. And so probably for me, like as and when I'm sipping a coffee, I like to sip my coffee. Like after this interview, I have a couple of them more, but I think I will take that break and I want to go sit there, enjoy, do nothing.
Correct. So
that I can come back to the interview and answer the same thing again. Don't forget, if they have lined up 13, 14 interviews to me across 2 days, 50 to 60% of all your questions are the same. Now I have to make all the 60% more interesting by giving it a different angle. You understand? If this itself is so much of effort, now we are talking about crores of rupees invested in a film and my mind working. Correct? See, our enthuse towards a film has not crushed. Approach has not crushed because we love films. Got it? But then there is a speed that kind of slows down. Correct. Not because you feel you're done it and you feel you're a superstar, you feel all that. No, sir. In front of the camera, we are all still kids. Scared. Correct? Oh, some new scene is written and then same expectation. The director has, Sudeep will kill it, he'll nail it today. Don't keep saying it. No? I don't know what I'm going to. It has to come. It has to come from within. Don't you agree that?
Of course. I really agree with the matter that you spoke about, the pace of people having their own kind of a pace.
You may have the best of the mobile. You may have the best of the Wi-Fi working right now. Suddenly there'll come a moment when the Wi-Fi is just too many people have logged in or something happens, it starts buffering. Suddenly, what happened? It is taking time. What do you do now? Like how everybody's mind operates that way. It buffers at times. Please let us be. It's okay. It's okay.
Sir, lastly, when you bid goodbye to Bigg Boss, I'll just take an example of Kamal Haasan, sir. He said that he wantingly came to Bigg Boss because it was for his political ambitions. Like he wanted to communicate what he thought about politics and his ideology to the masses. This is a podium for him. And he meets people. A lot of people are watching on TV and all that. For you, of course, personally, I love watching those Sunday shows that you come in, and I really love that. Though, even though I might not watch the 6 days of it. But for you, was it like a fatigue that after 11 seasons I'm going out, or was it like something that let me try something new? What was the reason behind bidding goodbye?
That day I tweeted I was very tired, sir.
Right.
So I thought that was a very honest tiredness, and I think that is the day whatever I'm thinking must be right only. So because if I wouldn't tweet that day, not the next day I would have felt other things, or some emotions would have come in, or somebody would have come and convinced me again.
Yeah.
So I thought when I'm thinking, tweet it off. It's better so that it's a commitment for myself than anything else. See, there are a lot of inside agendas also.
Yeah.
Let me not pretend there is nothing.
Exactly.
Okay. Not everybody around deserve my effort.
Correct.
I'm shooting somewhere. From there, we travel, come here, see the episodes, attend, go back and join. It's an effort. It's a huge effort. I'll be somewhere in North India sometimes.
Yeah.
Come here every Friday, watch episodes. And without watching episodes, I'm not somebody to attend to this because it will be very bad. Bad for the contestants. I can't do that. Correct?
Yeah.
So what happens for me, there's a lot of effort, and that I think needs to be attended to by the right concerned in a right manner. Correct.
Yeah.
So when I don't see that happening, I think the same effort, let me put it
elsewhere.
For the films, like what you're talking about, how they're expecting and everything. I know that I have a huge following because of Bigg Boss. I've done it. So I think it's time somebody else does it also.
Yeah.
They may do far better than me. I don't know. So I don't look at it that as a dead-end road. And I'm not a guy, because I think that way, that nobody can do that, I'll do all these games. Because if I want to tell you something, I'll tell you directly.
Correct.
I'm not somebody to play these cards of not being available and things like that. But I think, sir, I'm somebody who loves to appreciate people's efforts. I have staff with me, sir. They're all very loyal people. But they can't think like you. If they think like you, they wouldn't be there.
Correct.
They're but loyalists. Mistakes happen, but their efforts is what I want to see. Sometimes mistakenly they break something which is like, did you just break it? It is like that much. But then I know they didn't do it deliberately. There are things. I see them, their efforts through the day, how much they take care of me, how much they work for me. But I think when those efforts, I don't think... but I'll tell you what, sir. Let me put it this way. Kannada Bigg Boss deserves a better approach and respect. Like all the neighboring Bigg Boss.
Correct. Of course.
Which I don't see happening. It is not about me.
Super.
Put Kannada Bigg Boss, put all the other Bigg Bosses. Go by the visuals, approach, and this got nothing to do with our personal channel here. So I don't think Kannada deserves our language, our audience. They deserve a little bit of more better respect, approach. I'll end it there.
Sir, as always, it's really great talking to you, because one thing is you take all the questions in the right spirit and you give us something that we can also contemplate about. So thank you so much for talking to the Hindu, and all the very best for Max.
So let me tell you, sir, I always believed that there are no good questions, there are only good answers. But it's a bliss when nice window opening questions are asked, so that there can always be a debate and a talk about, and interviews are always about certain things. I keep telling people, please listen. Don't ask a question because you're doing your job. See, if I can understand that in an interview, I'm having a conversation with you, it is easier. I'm a guy like that.
Correct.
But if I'm just thrown questions and you're busy reading your second question, you know what? I think I can keep my answers also as crisp.
Short,
Finish it within 20 minutes and go back. Because you're doing your job.
Correct.
I can understand. Let me do just mine and go. Why this extra efforts? Correct. I think you made it also happen. Very blissful. And very nice speaking to you, sir. And yes, please watch Max. And I think there are a lot of people who have pinned up hope on that, all the newcomers. So I hope it does good to all of them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.